and welcome to Sports This Morning. I'm Cecilia Omogbe.
I am Tayo Salam. Many thanks for joining us again.
All right, the Blues were on fire last night. They were able to beat Leicester City 2-1. Kelechi Iheanacho trying to come back to... Okay, he made a history last night, becoming the first player to score in each day of the week.
Yeah.
Every day of the week,
in
from Sunday to Friday in a single season. Yeah, it was a peculiar season. So if this season is going to continue the way it happened next season, maybe someone can do that. But for now, Kelechi is the first person to do that in the Premier League era. But the news is, well, the Blues have overtaken the Foxes because they're now third on the table. Fantastic. So their win guarantee United, no matter what happened in their final game, even if they had to lose again, they will finish second. Yeah,
good one for Chelsea. Chelsea have their fate in their hands now, going into the final game of the season. If they win that one, they will be in the UEFA Champions League for next season. Also on the show, let's go to the NBA play-ins now, where the Celtics have qualified for the playoffs after winning their first play-in game against the Wizards. They're now the 7th seed going into the postseason.
Incredible one for Celtic, of course, Jason Tatum.
Oh, Jason,
he was awesome.
Boy, what a player.
Balling on the night. All right, also the program, what? It was, Federer needs extra work because he's coming back. Okay, he's out. He's returned to clay in Switzerland, Geneva Open. That's his third match of this year. And of course, he came in and he went out. That didn't stay long at all. So he's out 6-4, 4-6, 6-4, losing to a player that he's playing for the first time, Pablo Andrea.
Yeah, it's a bit shocking if you look at the grand scheme of things. Put it into perspective, I'll take Federer, the greatest of all time, taking on world number 75. Yeah, it's shocking. So I understand the headline. But Federer, that's it. Not a winning return he was expecting right there in Geneva, at the Geneva Open, out in the very first match. No surprises, though.
No, I'm not surprised. It's hard.
It's been a very, very tough couple of years for Federer. Hardly played tennis. Came back in Qatar. Didn't do too much.
Didn't do well at all.
Went off again, now it's back. So it's been a very checkered...
I think that's a March.
Yeah, March, 11th. You know, it's been a very checkered, season for Roger Federer. So, anyways, that's where we're starting off the show from. Let's give you updates from the Geneva Open and tell you and show you as well to how Roger Federer bowed out or crashed out of that competition against...
I think the word crash. That's a bit harsh.
Crash is a bit harsh.
Yeah, it's a bit harsh because I mean you're returning after a while, and then you're returning on clay. It's always hard for those players. I feel the best bet is when you're returning, maybe you start on the hard court and then gradually come to clay. But returning on clay,
it's the clay
it's always
swing.
difficult. Yeah, it's just,
exactly. There's nowhere else to return. It's trying to get ready for the French Open. So. Anyway, so the game itself, Cecilia, very interesting, very exciting game, but credit goes to Anduja, who bounced back from 2-4 in the deciding set to seal a 6-4, 4-6, and 6-4 victory in just 1 hour and 52 minutes.
Especially reeling off about 4 games in the final match. That's to claim his first top 10 win since 2015.
And his 5th overall. That's for Anduja. And for Federer, that was the end of his 32-game winning streak on home soil.
On home soil, because he hardly lose at home.
Yeah, hardly loses.
Yeah, the last time was Juan Martín del Potro way back in 2013 at the Swiss indoors. That was the most recent one at home, 2013. But now, another one is all over. So, Federer's return wasn't a good one.
No, not a winning return, but Cecilia, it looks good. I didn't really notice any physical inhibition. You know, so hopefully...
Especially the way he played the first set.
Exactly. Especially the first set was, so hopefully Federer, gets better going forward, and that's exactly what he's been talking about as well, to expecting a lot more from himself, on his return to the ATP Tour. Roger Federer out there speaking after his comeback loss against Pablo Andújar. That was at the Geneva Open. Cecilia, I don't think anyone is expecting Federer to go into
The French Open.
as
No, he's not
you
even
know,
aiming to win it at all. He's not
yeah,
thinking about it. He just wants to use the clay swing to prepare for the
okay,
grass court, which
okay,
is
that's the
Wimbledon.
plan.
That's the plan, yep.
Use the clay constantly to prepare for the grass court. Come on, see the irony in that?
Yeah, no,
Anyways,
it's not hard for him to transition from the clay to
yeah.
grass. We know how good
I
Federer
guess
is.
this
His
is all about
experience here.
conditioning and
That's
just
it.
returning and finding his rhythm.
But he doesn't have much game right now, so it's going to be hard. I mean, we're going to be having Serena Williams and Roger Federer going to the French Open without having much game. Serena Williams, after her early exit in the previous tournament, Allen Open, she went to another one. She also exited that just yesterday, last night. And so not much game for these ones. And when is the French Open starting? 20th, right? 24th.
Yeah.
I will see about that. Let's leave tennis and quickly go to the NBA, the play-in tournament. Our postseason is here, but we're talking about the play-in before the
Before the
playoffs.
playoffs, yeah.
I take a look at the results. What happened? Went down last night and earlier. Just 2 games. The Charlotte Hornets were completely routed by the
look at
Indiana
that.
Pacers. 144, 170. Yes.
Wow.
That's it.
Domantas Sabonis was good on the night.
It was good. It was
14
brilliant.
points, 21 rebounds as well to 9 assists. So for the Pacers, they need just one more game to secure a 6th consecutive playoff appearance, and they'll be taking on the Wizards. Because the Wizards lost against the Celtics.
Yep. 118 and 100. Russell Westbrook wasn't a good night for him. And just below standard. I mean, finishing with just 20 points and 14 rebounds and exiting the game in the last quarter. Yeah. Not a good one. No. But we'll focus on that game, shortly now. Talking about the game between the Wizards and, of course, the Celtics. Jason Tatum, right there, having 50 points.
What a player, Cecilia.
They've had in different form. Their form have been woeful in the last couple of games towards the end of the season. And then they just turned everything around. Yeah. Tatum having 32 points in the second half.
Wow.
That's
Take
incredible.
the ball wherever you are, Jason Tatum. I mean, of course, a shout out to Kemba Walker as well to 29 points. And this game was always going to be about Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
Going into the match without his running mate, Jaylen Brown, was injured and out for the season. There was going to be a lot of pressure on this young man. And what a way to handle pressure like it's nothing. 50 big points on the night, 32 in the second half.
Yeah.
You know, very clutch on the day as well, too. And that's why the Celtics are in the playoffs.
Yeah, they're in the playoff spot. But then, who are they facing next?
The Nets.
Okay.
The Brooklyn Nets, that's going to be a very exciting one as well.
Star-studded. And they're not even complete.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they have their work cut out, no doubt about it. But it's good. They can at least make it competitive, make the series competitive.
Yeah, they can.
You know, but of course, they're not the favorites at all. They're the massive underdogs going into
When was the last time we have Boston Celtics going into playoffs and then they are the underdogs? Okay, because of Brooklyn Nets, Brooklyn Nets, the star-studded Brooklyn.
It's
That's
who
the
they're
reason.
playing, Cecilia.
Okay.
Anyways, for the Wizards, Bradley Beal was also in action as well to score 22 points on the night.
9 rebounds, 6 assists.
Exactly, but the night belongs to Jason Tatum.
Yeah, let's listen to him now.
I don't really get caught up in, you know, those who think I am a superstar and those that don't. You know, what does that really mean? I know that my teammates, you know, I've earned their respect. I've earned the respect of the guys that I play against and the coaches. And, you know, I believe myself, and that's all that matters. I just want to be aggressive tonight. And, you know, we got them in the bonus early in a couple of those quarters. You know, so once I seen that, you know, just trying to put the pressure on the defense and the refs.
All right.
Take a ball.
Yeah,
Jason
prepare for next.
Tatum. All right, let's focus on the other
Bradley
guys
Beal,
now.
the loser. Yeah, Bradley Beal on the losing side. The time to prepare for the next one, which is against the Indiana Pacers, who routed the Charlotte Hornets. If they're still on that particular form on Thursday night, it simply means the Wizards will be in trouble. Let's listen to Bradley Beal now.
All right, let's listen to Bradley Beal, then we'll come back.
I mean, we didn't. I don't think we played our style of basketball. at all tonight. And, you know, we got to realize that this is the playoffs. You know, everybody has to up their level of play. You know, you understand that every play is important. Every play is sense of urgency. You know, we would kind of let a team who was beat up down low, you know, kind of beat us on the boards, got a lot of offensive rebounds, beat us to 50-50 balls. You know, I think they really hurt us tonight. And then we just couldn't guard. So we just got to be better. You know, granted, you know, my head isn't down. I don't think I told the guys the same thing. Like, this is where we wanted to be. You know, give ourselves an opportunity, you know, to get to 7 if that was the case. And if not, you know, on the back end, we still get another opportunity at home. So, you know, our heads up and we get ready for Indiana on Thursday.
Yeah, you just have to be better
Get
on
ready
Thursday
for
night.
Indiana
Get ready
Thursday.
because when you're having, because of the way Charlotte played, reducing LaMelo Ball, who I was really hyping for, yeah, reducing him to just 4 for 14 from the field, and he was able to make 2 of his 6 3-pointers a poor night for that small ball.
For the Wizards, they have to limit their turnovers. They were very careless against the Celtics, and too many turnovers, of course, led to you know, easy buckets for Boston. They were also very bad, you know, shooting as well. So very cold on the nights, and they will have to do better against Charlotte, Indiana rather. And but you think they should have enough, right?
Yeah, they should have enough in their tank. Yeah, I think they can.
And get 8th seed, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
you've got 2 superstars in that team, and if you look at the Indiana Pacers, what are you going to look at?
They don't have a superstar.
They don't have.
But they have a very well-coached side. And judging from the scoreline, you know, in their own game, on 44.
On 44.
You know, the Wizards know they cannot afford to underestimate them. And
the Pacers.
if they do that, then they will make the playoffs.
Of course they won't, but they know they need to make it.
They have to.
Right, we have one team already in it, which is the Boston Celtics. We're looking forward to what they're going to do against the Brooklyn Nets.
That's going to be very exciting. I can't wait for that one to start.
You got top performance for today?
Yeah, top performer, of course, only one.
Yeah.
Jason Tatum.
That's the guy. No one was even close. So he's just in a class of his own. Exclusive list this morning.
50 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists. Shout out to Jason Tatum. We're still talking basketball, but we're coming to the motherland, to Africa Basketball League, the maiden edition in Kigali, Rwanda. Of course, 12 teams, 12 best teams in Africa in that part of the world, and you know, slugging it out already. We have results coming for you from day 3. And Cecilia, a lot of expected wins, no surprises. The Luanda side, Petroleus de Luanda 84-66 over Sportive de la Police. There's also Sportive del Sale 87-84 over
That was really close.
That was a very exciting game going down to the wire. And for today, we're going to see one of Nigeria's River Super's opponents, JMBC. They'll be in action against Patriots. You expect Patriots to get this job done because JMBC, they look like the whipping boys in that group. Okay,
after tomorrow I'll say something.
We'll see.
Nothing. They're really the whipping boys in the group. We'll find out.
We'll find out. Also, Federer will also be in action against Duanis. And last but not the least, Zamalek of Egypt taking on Petroleus.
Okay.
All right, so that's it for the Basketball Africa League. Stick with us for all the updates on that competition, of course, on our subsequent programs. Okay, Cecilia, we have breaking news coming from CAF.
Which is good, right?
You, right?
Yes, I mean, the assurance that was given by NFF President Amadio Pinnick, it talked about the fact that they're 90% sure that that game would not hold in June. I'm talking about the game between Ghana and Nigeria. And that was just on Sunday. Do we listen to him talking about that then? we'll bring you the good news, because he said that on Sunday. And what happened early as of this morning, news reaching us, is the fact that CAF have decided to move that game between Nigeria and Ghana away from June, because it was their own fault. Yes, I mean, you have to have a plan for the women. You have to have a long-term plan, and you don't just wake up and decide, okay, let's vote and see it's going to be this or that. We have to have a plan, because most of these countries have started taking women's football seriously. They started organizing international friendlies, and every FIFA window they want to utilize it. So you had a plan already before, where you don't have the seeded teams, the big teams, getting a bite, start their qualifiers in September, October, and all of a sudden you're moving in. They have to participate in a zonal qualifiers, and then they were not informed on time, and you had the draw, and all of a sudden it's in June. And meanwhile, Falcons already had a plan, so they needed to move it. Do we listen to that? You know, him talking about that, and of course this morning we heard that yes, the game has been moved. So the Super Falcons are going to the US, and when you're back from the US, they'll be playing Ghana, which is good news for everyone this morning.
And many other tournaments as well too.
Okay, many other tournaments. Yeah, so many tournaments. So there's so many plans for the Falcons this year, 2021.
I can tell you it's almost 90% done. You know, that game is not going to take place. I want to believe so. We've done everything we need to do. We look at everything. With the administration just need to come out with some of the things that we have requested, and so we are preparing. We are preparing for the game here. Possibly, we're also preparing for the game in the US. The game in the US is very important for us. Very, very important. We've been able to tie a contract with them, and there's no way we can breach that contract. So, and US, of course, is #1 ranked team in the world, and playing US is something that is very good for our team, you know. And we are determined to go on with that game. And we're also determined to go on with the Aisha Buhari Invitational, which is coming up in September. And September, by God's grace, we're also going to be having the NFFITO Award, which will be celebrating women. What we intended to do like 2 years ago, we intend to do it now. We're happy that all the teams are confirmed, they are coming. They are all coming for the Invitational, and they are all very excited about it. And the FIFA president, the CAF president, and the chairperson of the women's football in Africa, I'm sure they will all come. They've been notified, and they always want to come to Nigeria. That's the truth.
All right. Okay. Now, the details of the story is the fact that because of COVID-19 restrictions, stadium conditions, COVID-19 restrictions in Africa, and that's why they're moving it from June to October. So we're going to be having during that FIFA women's qualification window from October 18 to 26. That's when the round will now take place. Why the second round will now be in February 14th to 23rd, 2022. So the qualifiers that will be played in June will no longer be in June. It's going to be in October. Why the second round will now be in February. This is due to COVID-19 restrictions in Africa.
Thanks to COVID?
Thanks to COVID. That's the excuse CAF is giving. But I'm saying that when was this draw done? It was done in May. And a week later, right? You now realize that there's actually stadium restrictions across Africa, and then you're putting it to October. Do your homework well, CAF.
Yeah.
That's what I think, right?
Yeah.
But we need to go on a break. When we come back, we'll still be celebrating the man at 70, talking about Emmanuel Okala. Yeah, I mean, a whole lot of experience talking about S International, having the opportunity to manage football, not just coaching, but be helms of affairs in Nigerian football, and also advice to all the teams participating on the continent, especially Eimba, what they need to do right to get far, and that Emmanuel Okala at 70, I mean, 1978 footballer of the year.
AFCON winner as well.
AFCON winner as well.
So
many, right?
Yeah, well, that's the biggest title on the continent.
Of course.
It's not every player gets the opportunity to win that trophy. Yeah, so that's a major one. All right, let's get on with the show. You can be a part of it, right, Cecilia?
Yes, you
Everyone
can
be a part of it.
Yeah, yes, you can. Tell us about the postponement of, qualifiers for, women. I'm talking about the Africa Women's Cup of Nations. What do you think about the sudden postponement? Last week, Tuesday, on the 10th precisely, that was when the draw was done. And today is 19th of May, and CAF have decided to postpone the qualification to October. Of course, advantage to Super Falcons who have opportunity to go to USA and play all international friendlies. Chelsea, of course, Chelsea fans, tell us, can they finish third? They need to face Aston Villa in the last game.
Of course, they will
destiny is in their hands right now.
Yeah, just win your game.
Win your game, and that's it. And for Leicester City, yes, for the second year running, Brendan Rodgers will have to wait for the final day to see if he can seal a top 4 finish in the Premier League. No
Tottenham.
Thanks to Jose Perez. Yes, I think so.
Yeah, should have scored. Yeah, but I can see.
Bada is here.
Yeah, Bada is around.
Yeah, he's around. So, Bada, good morning. It's good to have you join us.
Morning, Cecilia. Morning, Tyler. Morning, guys. Good to be here.
Yeah.
Okay, straight up, let's start with the game between Chelsea and Leicester. What do you think Brendan Rodgers should have done, or rather, what did he do in changing the lineup, not allow Kelechi Iheanacho to start? Yes, Kelechi Iheanacho, any game in the FA Cup final, he just wasn't really too in the game. He was substituted. James Maddison was brought in. But this time he decided to start James Maddison. And Chelsea started like a house on fire. I mean, the way they started the game, just quick passes, fresh from the start. And the pressure was really on Leicester City.
Well, I don't think that there's that much Brendan Rodgers could have done differently. Or that much that he did wrong. I thought that there was a need to refresh the team, especially after the FA Cup final. Remember, last midweek, they played United as well. So it's been a tough week, a tough 7 days, 3 big games, 1 against United, 2 against Chelsea. So you don't expect him to play the same lineup all the time. So I understood not starting Kelechi Iheanacho again. He would have thought that they would be able to stay in the game up until maybe the second half and then bring on Kelechi to do what he did, which was nick a goal. Unfortunately, Chelsea had other plans, and Chelsea imposed themselves on the game from the off. The intensity was unbelievable. They didn't give Leicester any time of day on the ball at all. They just swamped around them every time they got on the ball. They dispossessed them very quickly, and they created chances. And for some unpardonable, marksmanship by Timo Werner, the man on screen, Chelsea should have scored a couple of goals in the first half. On one occasion, he inexplicably handled the ball when I thought it was easier to get his head on the ball. Yeah,
Timo Werner does that.
I thought that intensity and the quality of the passing and the movement, it was just too much for Leicester. Yeah, they did well to stay in the game, not concede in the first half. But remember, Chelsea also had 2 goals ruled out. I can't remember Leicester creating any meaningful chance. And even the goal they scored, it was Kelechi Iheanacho profiting from the forward thinking of Ndidi, reading a pass in defense, in Chelsea's defense, robbing, I think it was Kovacic off the ball, and then playing in Iheanacho, who scored with a one-time finish. But Chelsea were always, I thought Chelsea were always going to win that game. Yes, the FA Cup final loss must have been playing on their minds. Yes, the fact that they didn't score in the first half could have meant a bit of apprehension and them not being so sure of themselves. But once they got that goal from Rudiger off the corner kick, it was all Chelsea from that point. It was always going to be a Chelsea win. So, and Leicester can't have much to complain about, to be honest. I thought winning at Old Trafford, winning at Wembley, and going away to Stamford Bridge to win again was always going to be a very difficult task. It was always going to be a difficult task. But I think Chelsea have pretty much secured Champions League qualification. I didn't see enough from Villa the last time I watched them play against United, I think, to suggest that they can beat Chelsea if Chelsea approaches the game in the exact same way. What Chelsea now needs to worry their head about is injuries, because they have a big final coming up the following week against City. So they want to win that game against Aston Villa. I know they will start exactly how they started against Leicester, very quickly try to finish the game and be able to take players off and rest them for the Champions League final. But I think Chelsea has this one wrapped up, especially because Leicester in their own last game will be playing Spurs, who themselves are still eyeing a top 4 finish if the mathematics go according to plan for them. So Leicester have the more difficult game. It looks to me like if anyone is going to drop off, if Liverpool win tonight and win their last game, unfortunately, it's looking like it's Leicester City. But
again.
they can look back at their season with pride. Haven't won the FA Cup, haven't been in the top 4 for so long. But again, there will always be that disappointment that they let it slip because at the point it was looking like they could actually even finish second. Right now, it's looking like yet again there will be that Champions League heartbreak for them. They may not be in the top 4.
Oh, we're going to have to find out about that on the last day of the season. But before then, let's get the post-match thoughts of the two managers, Thomas Tuchel and Brendan Rodgers.
Like a top performance. Yeah, don't get me wrong. It's a big step, but it's only a step. It's not done yet. We have to push it over the line on Sunday. It was a huge team effort. Like I said, it was full of intensity, full of hunger and ambition, and we played over many minutes with a lot of quality. For my opinion, well-deserved win. Not the time for celebrations, not the time for praise. It's not the time for philosophy. If it's more than 3 points, it's actually 3 points, and there's another one to catch on Sunday, and we have to be prepared and aware to finish the job.
We're playing against a team that are in the Champions League final. We've beat them twice already this season. And it speaks volumes when you see the reaction of Chelsea afterwards and how important they seen the victory. So for us, we're fighting at that level, and that makes me very proud of the team. We're going to see where we're at after 38 games. In the last week or so, we've beaten the Europa League final, the League finalists. We've won the FA Cup for the first time in the history, and now we can recover after tonight and get ready for the weekend. And all we can do is get 3 points there and see what it takes us.
Fox's manager, Brendan Rodgers, of course, very proud of his team's effort against Chelsea, despite that loss. Of course, there were other games that were played yesterday night in English Premier League. Some very interesting results for you. Bala is still with us and is going to help us, analyze some of these games. United and Fulham ended 1-1. I was at Old Trafford. 10,000 fans came back, couldn't get that victory yesterday night. Southampton were also in action. They lost against Leeds. Leeds, what a season. They managed to secure top half finish on the Premier League return. 2-0, that's how it ended. Patrick Bamford on the score sheet once again. Brighton came back from 2 goals down to defeat City, the champions, 3-2.
Mention the fact that they played with 10 players for almost 80 minutes.
Doesn't matter.
Mention that.
Doesn't matter.
Put it into perspective.
Anyways, fantastic victory for Brighton, the first ever over Manchester City after losing their previous 7 against the Citizens by an aggregate score of 21-2. Chelsea, of course, 2-1 over Leicester to move into third. Cecilia, let's talk about United and Fulham.
Okay, but I mean, Edison Cavani, yes, I mean, the fans were back, 10,000 fans, and of course, they started well because Edison Cavani gave them that spectacular, sumptuous, delicious goal to start off with. But somehow, United, the usual way, fell back, and of course, they conceded. And if you check the last 3 games, they've conceded 7 goals at Old Trafford, and it's hard for them to win, not even in front of the fans. Can they, I mean, going by this result and going into Europa League, what do you think will happen in that game against Fulham?
They're looking shaky.
Shaky.
Against Villarreal, you mean? It's difficult to say, but it must be concerning their form going into that all-important final for them because they've got to save their season. They finished second, but they get no prize for finishing second apart from qualifying for the Champions League next season. But United fans won trophies, and that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer hasn't been able to deliver, and he has a chance. But yesterday, what we saw wasn't so dissimilar from what we saw in the game against Leicester City at the same place, and wasn't any dissimilar from what we had seen from the previous game as well. So United have been playing for quite a bit within themselves. They go into a lead, and they try to protect it instead of staying on the front foot and creating more opportunities and trying to score more goals. And without Harry Maguire, it must be said, they have struggled to keep it tight at the back. In the last few days, has been missing the combination of Twanzebe and Lindelof in the central defensive positions really doesn't inspire confidence. And it was Henderson that made a mistake in the last game. He lost his place. They brought in De Gea, but you saw Fulham's goal. Simple cross into the box. It wasn't well defended, and the player had the freedom of the city, the city of Manchester to head into the net. They keep playing that way, obviously, especially against a team like Villarreal, who shut out Arsenal from open play over 2 legs. You feel like they may be in trouble. They've got to find the intensity, the cohesion, and the defensive solidity that they haven't displayed in the last 3 league games in that particular game to win. But of course, there's no doubt in the fact that they've got a razor-sharp attack with a lot of experience and a lot of youth, with Rashford, with Greenwood, with Cavani. They've got players that can score goals. They also have a decent midfield. Pogba is in his element, one of the best footballers in the world. Bruno Fernandes. They've got players who can bring it all across the park. But that consistency and the ability to keep the intensity of their play over 90 minutes is what is costing them points in the Premier League. And hopefully, for United fans' sake, I hope it doesn't cost them the Europa League trophy, because you look at that game and you feel like they've got to be favourites against Villarreal. However way you look at it, with all of the pedigree, all of the experience, and how well they've done in the competition since they dropped in there from the Champions League, beating Roma, beating AC Milan, you feel like they should beat Villarreal. But to do that, they have to correct some of the frailties, some of the weaknesses they've displayed in the league games. Yesterday, if you saw the first half, you thought Fulham had no chance whatsoever. But then second half, United just didn't bring it and give Fulham an opportunity to come back into the game, and even the potential to have won the game, because Fulham finished the game even stronger than United. So it must be worrying, must be concerning, and at least they can see that there are things to work on before that final, and hopefully they're able to correct this issues.
Let's listen to the man who will be able to correct all that, if he can do that. He was talking about the fans and their return and how it actually inspired the team in a way.
The buzz, the energy, the atmosphere was magic, really. Fantastic to have them back. Just you felt it as soon as you in the warm-up. Just the buzz of people just talking, and that's been missing. We've really missed it, and maybe that was part of the reason that we played the way we did, because I thought we played too much to entertain at times. Too many difficult choices. Instead of the simple one, we make the difficult one the one that might look better, and that will come back to cost us at times. So good learning, good experience.
All right, that's only all the energy from the fans. Don't even.
What did they use it for?
Nothing.
28 league goals. That's what United have considered this season. That's the most since the 1962-63 season. So it's been a terrible home form for United. Well documented all season, and you wonder where they're going to go from there. Perhaps I'm going to transfer markets again. Another.
Harry Kane is ready. Okay, let's take a look at the games for tonight. Yes, action continues today, and these are the fixtures for today. Everton Wolves will be in action. Newcastle, Sheffield United, Tottenham and Aston Villa, Crystal Palace and Arsenal, and of course you have Liverpool and Burnley will complete what we'll be having today. But we'll just quickly, we'll go on a short break. When we come back, we'll ask you your thoughts on Tottenham, because they are also chasing Tottenham and Liverpool. They are also chasing top four. In a way, mathematically, they're still chasing it. Liverpool have a chance more. So, but that will be after this break. We'll hear your thoughts on that. We still have Bada Akintunde Johnson with us. Bada, quickly, Liverpool happens to be mathematically the only team that can actually break into that top four. We'll leave Tottenham because the chances are very, very tiny and slim. At times they have no chance at all. But Liverpool will be playing against Burnley. They struggled against West Brom. Took, of course, Alisson to leave his goalpost to get that goal for him, that important 3 points. And tonight against another team that's been struggling, can they get into that top four quickly?
I believe that the way things are shaping up and the way things are panning out, it looks like Liverpool are probably destined to finish in the top four, especially as you alluded to the circumstances surrounding how they beat West Brom. The goalkeeper, Alisson, becoming the first Liverpool goalkeeper to score from open play in history to get the much-needed 3 points. Had they not won that game, their chance of finishing in the top four would have been extinguished completely. So that tells you that if they only have to beat Burnley and then win their last game to qualify, and that's what their season rests on. I believe Jurgen Klopp and his team have the quality which has never been in doubt. Champions who just surrendered their trophy to Man City this season. They should be able to do business, but we know Burnley. We know how plucky they can be. We know how difficult to beat they can be, especially now that the pressure is off. They're not exactly playing for anything. So teams tend to play with a bit more freedom. Players seem to be able to express themselves a bit more, and they become a lot more dangerous. So Liverpool have got to watch it. They've got to be measured in how they approach the game. They've got to have the right tactical setup to not expose themselves. We know all about Chris Wood's physical presence and how once Burnley get the ball, route one into the final third, there's always a chance that Burnley can hurt you, and Liverpool, I believe, should be going into this game knowing that they may need to score more than once to get a much needed 3 points. But like I said, it just looks like it's written in the stars, especially in the way that they won their last game, that Liverpool will do what is required, which is win the remaining 2 games and make the top 4.
Interesting. But the one thing is, okay, before we let you go quickly, Karim Benzema is back to the French team. We didn't expect that, but somehow is into it. It's been considered. What do you think?
After how many years now? Cecilia, has been a long time.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
80 caps.
Yeah.
But we know why he's been excluded from the setup for quite a bit now. It's for non-football
reasons.
He's consistently been one of the best French players in world football over the years, playing for Real Madrid, leading the line for Real Madrid. There's no reason why he should not have been playing other than non-footballing reasons. So now they decided to bring him back. I also feel like it's as a result of the fact that they're very limited. At the moment, Olivier Giroud hasn't been playing games. They typically like to go with a Giroud-Griezmann combination up front. Unfortunately for them, Griezmann has had an abysmal season. He's only managed 10 or 11 league goals for Barcelona. There are talks that Barcelona might be moving him on if they find the right offer. So I think the fact that their options in attack are limited more than ever before must have sort of forced their hands into going with a man many would have thought probably had played his last game for the French national team. But it's good to have him back. There's no doubt in his quality. There's no doubt in what he brings to the table. This season particularly, he's been Real Madrid's best player in my own opinion. Yeah. And you see the experience that he's got and what he can offer the team. The French are absolutely, going bonkers. They're loving the fact that they have Benzema back, and I have no doubt that he brings sufficient quality to help them on their quest to win the Euros.
So the Euros.
Okay, they're obviously favourites with this squad. Mbappe, everyone involved in that, aside Martial, of course. Great squad.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Bada, for coming on the program this morning. Thank you.
Yes, good to have Benzema back. 5 years since his last cap. That's a long time for such a quality player. Unfortunately, he got involved in that very messy, situation with a teammate for that matter.
And the trial is still on. So that's why I was surprised that he was caught up. The trial is still on and he was caught up into the team.
And that's what Bada said. Hands have been forced because they are limited up front. And I guess the coach...
Because you can't rely only on Olivier Giroud and, of course...
Who's played this season? Mbappe,
of course, you can do,
Griezmann is out of a very off-color season.
So the only one you have it's Kareem. So
But
you have to be so good that no matter what you've done, people can just do without you. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's
You have to
it.
just
So welcome
good.
back, Karim Benzema, into the French national team ahead of the Euros. Before we look at the papers, Cecilia, we've got some messages to run through.
Okay, I should start?
Yep.
All right, let me start up with a Noble Flyer man. Okay, I couldn't read your tweet yesterday, so I'll start up with him. He says, even with my apprehension for the Europa League final, I'm pretty confident that it's coming to the theater of dreams. I agree with Ole. They played to entertain the crowd rather than having the 3 points. We need to recruit aggressively next season. Please, Harry Kane, come to United. All right.
Are you on your knees, man?
HK says, Chelsea did the job. We are on course for a double, top 4 finish and Champions League trophy.
When did that become a double?
Yeah, please leave our Timo alone. We love him like that.
Come on, HK. When the top 4 and a trophy become a double.
I was dragging with you, Timo. Timo needs to find something. Gerard Ikuku says 10-man Brighton beating champions of the Premier League. It does really matter psychologically when it happens again as they prepare to face Chelsea in the Champions League final. Okay, you're really happy about that. And Pat says congratulations to Chelsea. Tuchel has proven that experience has a lot to do in football management.
Right.
As for United, Bada has said it all. Man U has got no reason to lose against the Villarreal. They are favourites, and this game might decide the future of Ole.
Nah, it's
interesting.
Not going anywhere. Well, win or lose is not going anywhere.
Okay.
Ole is here to stay.
Okay. Is that the wheel, right? Folarin Shaw says Tuchel deliberately gave the FA Cup to Leicester on Saturday. Come on, dude.
Come on.
Look at the resilient Chelsea. Look at the resilient Chelsea. But too bad on the part of the coach of Chelsea. Okay? And Osaga says, I think CAF should always do their homework. It's very important. Yeah.
True.
He went for that said, I know that Chelsea will finish 3rd on the league. They got the most important result yesterday. I'm sure they will beat Aston Villa on the last day.
Yeah, Villa on the beach already, so they have nothing to play for. But Payne, got your message as well too. You feel Chelsea will keep 3rd place while Liverpool will sneak into 4th. Leicester will not make the top 4 for the 2nd season in a row after being in there for so long.
I want Kelechi Iheanacho and Ndidi to play in the Champions League next season.
Yeah, they still got a chance though. Let's just do their own job and hope Liverpool falter along the way. Joseph Akman, you're celebrating the goalkeeping legend, Mr. Emmanuel Okala as well. Cecilia, we can go on and on. Law Alpha, that's the last message we're taking on the show. What a fantastic goal scored by Cavani. Yeah, that was quite sumptuous. And what a match as well between Chelsea and Leicester. The referee's resoluteness in his decisions. Liverpool, as usual, may falter today against Burnley. They have to really take their chances in Cecilia. They were so close to dropping points against West Brom. Relegated West Brom. Now imagine Sean Dyche's plucky Burnley.
That you can't really predict.
Yeah, a tough more.
Okay, we'll see what's going to happen tonight. Liverpool, they know what to do to get into top 4. Have to win. Sporting Sun, let's go to the papers quickly. Sporting Sun. And Sporting Sun here, the FA Cup win, you have the money that Ndidi and Kelechi will share. All right, that's Sporting Sun. Chelsea escapes in the end and Chelsea scare. Yeah, narrow escape. That was, really was really so close. Spurs to demand 150 million for Harry Kane. If you can't, you get it. All right.
Very interesting story on Sporting Life. Nigeria to face Mexico as an international friendly on July the 3rd. So the ladies are playing. Of course, the guys are not, forgotten as well. The Eagles will be in action in a friendly against Mexico. Kane eyes £100 million move to Man City. Yeah, that's his preferred destination. Ronaldo helps Juve unveil new kit. Is it going to be there next season? Fingers crossed. Iheanacho nets 19th goal of the season. Of course, cannot forget that Craig David-esque record scoring on every day of the week.
And the final one is Complete Sports. Kanu said, that's one called Kanu. Says Iheanacho, one of the world's best strikers. No doubt about that. So Liverpool would demand at least 8 million for Awoniyi, with Fulham, West Brom among clubs keen on the striker. Yeah, I want him to go to the to go to England. Yep.
Wasn't back in
Finidi
England.
says he almost joined Tottenham. Okay, but he
Trust
was
that,
great.
Finidi.
Yeah.
Finidi,
Umar
Tottenham.
Sadiq, 19th goal of his season. That's Maria. That's who he plays for. Okay, Kane prefers Man City. Man City move and Arsenal legend actually. Arsenal urged to make Grealish move.
Grealish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that what they need?
I don't know.
Overhaul
Arsenal
of
need
the
more than Grealish. I know that for
yeah.
sure.
All right, thank you so much for watching. I'm Cecilia Mogbe. Bye for now.
I am Tahir Salam. Enjoy the rest of your day.